Meow meow, Kitty McScratch here. So today I'm showing you my bullet journal setup for 2018. Last year I started bullet journaling, but the bullet journal I ended up having was just a lined notebook, and so I wasn't really able to do a whole lot of doodling and more intricate stuff. So this year I ended up getting one of these Scribbles That Matter notebooks. It's a dotted notebook, and John got it for me for Christmas, and I was super excited about this because I can actually start doodling and doing more intricate stuff in my bullet journal and making it more fun for myself. So as you just seen, I just got done drawing out my key for my book, and now I'm starting on my kind of inspiration for the year page. This one I actually wanted to do like a quote to kind of inspire myself for this whole year. Like what is it my overall goal is? And my goal is to create a life that I love. Now, part of the reason I chose that, well, I kind of came up with it, I didn't really find it anywhere, but was one of my main goals for this year is to create more, like draw more, sew more, do more artistic things. And so I thought that that was really fitting with the create a life that I love kind of idea. And so I kind of was going in a few different directions as far as how I wanted to design this page, and then I ended up just deciding to do using watercolor, do some little splashes of color all over the page, and then have my saying written out. I had a lot of fun doing this. I haven't really done anything like that with watercolors. I've used watercolors quite a bit in the last year or two, but I haven't done any putting in drops of color and then blowing them around the pages. So this page is for 2018, and I'm keeping it very basic because my goal is to go back through it, and each month as I come up with whatever my theme is for that year is to add it to that page. So eventually I'll have all 12 themes incorporated into that. And then I obviously have my New Year's goal page, which this will be like anything that I'm wanting to try to accomplish this year, and I'll be updating it as the year goes by as I think of different things. And then when I get done with it, I'll find some way of signifying that I've actually completed that task, whether it's coloring it in or whatever I decide at that time. This I'm actually doing the year in pixels page because I thought it looked really, really cool, and I really liked the idea. And so for this one, I actually did a box for in the morning and in the afternoon for each day, mostly because sometimes with my anxiety and stuff, my day tends to vary quite a bit, and I wanted to be able to show that for myself at the end of the year, be able to see that difference. I had a lot of fun drawing up this page, just because, I don't know, it's fun. I like the colors at the top. I had a lot of fun doing the little block letters. That was pretty fun. I'm really excited to see how this turns out at the end of the year. I'm curious if it'll all be about the same color or if it's going to be all over the place. I ended up picking 6 different colors for varying anywhere from like, hey, this is an amazing day, to, oh, this is the worst day ever. And I went from purple being the best and then all the way down into red being the worst day. I decided that direction would probably be the best because typically you think of red as being something negative, and I thought purple would be the best for something more positive. So I also wanted to have a page for places I've been. So as we go through the year, anywhere we go, I want to be able to write down the date and where it was we went. Then this is also 18 things that I want to do during 2018. So it's not necessarily like the goal so much. This is kind of in the direction of like, let's say one of the things I want to do this year is learn calligraphy and get better at that. And so that's going to be one of the things that I list on here. I think I didn't actually add any of my things until after I'd already drawn this page, mostly because I wanted to be able to sit down and think about it. And at this point, I just wanted to be able to show you how I ended up designing this more than showing you what I wrote down. In my year-end review, you'll eventually be able to see all the things I ended up listing. And this is also something that I'm not necessarily going to come up with all of the ideas at the beginning of the year. This will be something we kind of go through little by little as the year goes by. So this is my year in review page. This is just an overview of the dates for the whole year, so that way I can kind of reference this if I want to look and see like a specific month, especially at the beginning of the year when I don't have all my months written out and everything. I'm not going to put any information as far as like any specific dates or anything on this page. This is mostly just for the dates themselves. It's quite a bit of work to write this all out and make sure that I didn't screw it up, because I was terrified of that. But I actually did really well and didn't have any problems with it. I'm also doing something new for me, is starting with the beginning of the week being on Monday, as far as like written out. I typically do it where Sunday is my first day, but really, I don't know, for whatever reason, it just seems like it might work better to have it like this, because typically, I don't know, it's kind of the start of the week for me, whereas Sunday and Saturday tends to be kind of like going out and doing stuff with family and friends, and then also like working on stuff around the house a little bit more. It just seemed to fit a little bit better, so I was trying it out this time around like this and see if I like it a little bit more. And then I doodled a little bit on this page too. I'll probably come back in later on and color it in some, but for the time being I just kind of left it like that. And then here's a page for just notes and thoughts, so I can just kind of jot down stuff later on. So here I'm showing my monthly overview. This is each month, and this will be where I actually write out like birthdays or other special events before I've actually made my monthly pages. But I had a lot of fun drawing this out, and I'm really excited to be able to have a better layout like this, because in my other book with the lines on the pages, it just drove me nuts. I wouldn't have been able to do something like this and not have it like just bug the crap out of me. So I'm happier to have it set up like this. It just looks more aesthetically pleasing to me. Plus it was a lot of fun just to play with some lettering and stuff. That's one of my goals for this year, is to get better at my lettering. Not that it's horrible or anything, but I could do a lot better if I just sat down and practiced a little bit more. I did come back in later and actually color in a little bit as far as like where it says the days of the week. I went and colored that in a little bit. But I'm also planning on with these pages to come back in as I do the months and actually color in the months to reflect whatever the theme was for that month as well. I'm just excited to like play around with the themes and also with drawing out stuff a lot more. That was one thing I was really sad about with my bullet journal last year, was I probably would have used it a little bit more and enjoyed it more if I actually was able to draw it out and actually have it look halfway decent. So that was one of my big things with this year, was, I wanted to actually be able to do that. I did use it quite a bit last year. I feel like it probably would have been a lot better if I would have been able to do all this stuff and have it look really nice. This overall took me a few hours to draw all this out, partially because I was kind of taking my time also. Now this is for my YouTube videos that I want to make, so this is where I'm going to jot down all of my ideas, and then as I get them finished, I'll mark them to let myself know that those are ones I actually did. And then here's also my growth trackers for both YouTube and Instagram, because I'm really curious to see how they end up going over the year, especially since I've been utilizing both of those platforms a lot more. And so here I'm wanting to do, for each month, I want to actually do a picture, whatever is like my favorite memory from that month, and put them in on these boxes. So that's what my goal is for these. I'm really excited just to like have this, because I'm wanting to do this more as like a journal, as far, being able to like make notes of like what happens throughout the year, because I think that would be really fun to look back on. Especially because I like journaling, but I've gotten to the point where trying to write so much, it just hurts my hands to be right, and I tend to be very, very detailed. So I'm wanting to use this to be able to journal, but actually be able to keep it a little bit better. So here's my overview of the whole book. You can see a little bit better now that it's kind of slowed down. It looks so cool. I'm like so happy with how this turned out. And I'm like really excited to see what it looks like as I go through and write in more. I do want to do a special shout out to Amanda Rach Doodles, because I actually based some of my spreads on her setup, and I love her channel and I watch her all the time, and I always look forward to seeing what she does in her journal. So there you go. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to catch me on all my social media. It's Kitty McScratch, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.